Hello class, in this video I'm going to go over two problems from your textbook. So let me switch out right now, put it on the screen for you. Alright, we're going to take a look at problem 33.1 and then also 33.2 in this video. Alright, I can't get all of it on the screen for you right now, I don't think. Let me see if I move a little. No, it doesn't seem like I can get all of it. And I'm not going to read through it. You can certainly follow along in your text, but what I'm going to do is summarize and then walk through the analysis of the problem to help you apply the principles. So what happened here in problem 33-1 is we have Janelle Arden. She's an agent employee for A&B Coal, and she is authorized to go out and purchase the coal needed by A&B for its customers. One day, after having just purchased a large quantity of coal, her car breaks down. She walks to a store on the road, and she meets a man named Wilson, who owns 360 acres of land with mineral rights attached to that land. He offers, to sell it to her for $1,500 an acre. All right, Janelle takes the time. She goes out and inspects the property. She determines there's valuable coal on this land. And right away, she contracts to buy the land for her principal, A&B Coal. Now she signs the contract, and maybe I'll just scroll up a little to bring this to the top of the screen for you. She signs it properly as an agent. She signs it A&B Coal Supply, Janelle Arden, agent. And they set the closing date as August the 1st. All right. Arden goes back to her office, talks to the managing partner there, and tells him what she's done. She's committed to buy this land. The managing partner is, to say the least, unhappy, with her contract that she's entered into, and he tells her the partnership is not in the land business. All right, your job is to take a look at this situation. One more fact, though, I forgot to say, is that it turns out the value of the land is actually 10 times higher than the value named in the contract. So the land is worth $15,000 an acre. So now you want to discuss what are the rights of A&B Coal as well as Wilson regarding the contract. All right, so let's take a look at this, break this down a bit. First of all, A&B Coal has authorized Arden to go and to do what? To buy coal. All right, she is not authorized to go and contract to buy land. All right, so just by her exceeding her authority, A&B is not bound. They are not going to be liable on the contract that Arden has entered into. All right, now, however, this is a good deal, isn't it? Right? They can actually buy this land for 10% of its actual value. Okay, and if they were interested at all, what could they do to take advantage of this situation? A&B Coal, as the principal, would have to ratify what Arden has done when she lacked authority. All right, so that's one way to address we can address one part of this question, that it leaves A&B. They could go either way. They can either avoid the contract or they could ratify it. Now let's talk about Wilson. Wilson can look at this, and he knows that the transaction, the way it's been laid out, it puts him at a disadvantage, right? He's got this valuable land, and he's selling it for like 10% of its market value. So he's not going to want to go through with this contract, all right? And so what can he do? Well, once he understands that Arnez is not authorized to have entered into the contract, then he can get out of the contract as well. He can revoke the contract as long as it's not been ratified. All right, so it comes down to sort of, which of these parties realizes first the situation and takes some action on it. In any event, though, it's important that you understand, though, from each point of view, what A and B's position is and their options at the time, and then what Wilson's position is and how he can best protect himself. All right, that's question 33-1. I want to move down and we'll take a look at question 33-2. All right, again, a little bit longish on the screen here, so I can't get it all up here in one, all in one. Just barely have it all on the screen. You can see it. And I'm just going to summarize the facts. You can read through these on your own. All right, so what do we have? We have in 33-2, ABC Tires. ABC Tire has hired Arnez as their traveling salesperson, as an agent, and he goes out and he makes calls on various customers every day. They have issued a company car to him so that he can make his rounds every day, every week. All right. So one day when he is out in his territory at 11 o'clock, I suppose he's finished all his calls for the morning, and so he's on his way to the next town over called Ostex, which is 20 miles away. All right, and as he's on the road, he realizes that he's close to where one of his former college roommates lives. If he takes a short detour off the highway, he can get there and have lunch with this former roommate. All right, so he does that. He realizes at lunch that so much time has passed by, though, that it is very close. It is 1:45, and he is now he's going to be late. He's going to be late for his 2 o'clock appointment. So he starts driving really quickly to get from his college roommate's place to this town, Ostex. All right. Of course, what happens to him when he's driving? He gets into a car accident on the, it sounds like he's on the side road, trying to get back to the main highway. And if I didn't say it earlier, what's he driving? He's driving his own personal car that day. He is not driving the company car. And so that will complicate the matter a little bit as well, or it can. All right. So on the highway, though, not on the highway, before he gets to the highway, he has this accident of Thomas, who's driving a tractor, is severely injured. And we're looking at who's responsible, who is going to be liable for Thomas's injuries. All right, so let's take a look. All right, first of all, we have an agency. They're very clear about that. All right, we have an agency. Arnez, also, I believe, based on what we're given here, we can conclude he is an employee of this ABC Tire. They've issued him a company car, and that's about all they really tell you. All right. They don't tell you how he's paid. They don't tell you how much control the company has over him. Although it sounds like he's given a list of customers and he's supposed to go out and call on them on a regular basis. So the company probably has quite a bit of supervision over him. All right. So we'll just have to kind of take that in, and that he's an employee. So when we talk about an employee, agent employee, our next question becomes, well, employers are generally responsible for the actions of their employees under the principle of respondeat superior, right? And we have to then take a look. Was Arnez within his scope of employment at the time this accident occurred? All right. And so, the personal car he was driving, that may complicate matters a little bit, but what was he doing when he was driving? But generally, we can say he was going to an appointment, which was for his employer. So the fact that he's driving his own car really should have very little relevance here. He's still doing something for the employer. All right. That's one thing to look at. All right. And I think this main issue in this hypothetical is the side trip. Okay. Arnez is on a side trip, not really something directly related to his employer's work. The language used in a very old case is a frolic. So we would say Arnez is off on a frolic when he went to see his college roommate. And the thing is, though, he was done with that luncheon appointment and he's on his way to the employer's appointment. And so that frolic, that side trip, I think we could conclude that it is over, all right, by the time he has the accident. Now, I know he's still on the side road, and maybe that is something we could argue about. Is he really finished with the side trip, the visit to see the college roommate? It's arguable, but I think it's also arguable the other way, that he is well on his way back to doing his employer's work. He's not quite at the highway, but he's getting there, and we would probably have to have that determined, whether he is on a side trip or a frolic or not. All right, and I think, though, getting back to the customer, to me, if it were my call, sitting on a case like this, I'd probably say that Arnez has finished his side trip, that he's back into the scope of employment. And if he is, what does that mean for liability here? That means that ABC is going to be responsible for the accident and the injuries that have occurred to Thomas. Okay, we've looked at two different problems to help us illustrate the principles from this chapter. Hope they helped you to apply the concepts. If you want to talk about these a little more, please make an appointment with me on Confer Zoom, and we can have a little discussion. All right, so I'm going to close out the video, and I will be making another video regarding one of the mind tap exercises related to the principles here of agent liability. All right, so closing out.